Now, going back to Pastor Pena, you're shedding a light on President Trump that the media doesn't talk about, that nobody really talks about, and that's the spiritual side. And you said something to me that I could relate to that you don't really see from all humans, unfortunately. You talked about the presence of the Holy Spirit. There's a presence that people can feel. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It gives you tingles. It makes you feel like there's something out there that's better than you. There's something out there that unites all of us. And you're saying that President Trump is tapping into that.
I believe he is, and I think whether I haven't discussed that with him, but it's something I've definitely personally observed. That when the Lord is speaking and giving what I would call godly counsel, whatever the source, he picks up on it, and he lights up and responds, and it becomes very attentive. And he's done that. I've seen him do that on several occasions. And whether he understands what's happening or not, I don't know, because I haven't discussed it. I'm just telling you what I've personally observed. And he definitely responds when the Spirit of the Lord is speaking, moving in prayer times. I've seen him just open his palms up, just like toward the, on his lap or kind of midsection of his body, just open his palms to receive what's happening, what's being prayed. And that's a very kind of organic, natural, normal kind of response to kind of receive what's being prayed. And I've seen him do that. And what he understands about that, I don't know. But I do know he does pick up on the presence of the Lord, and I've seen it personally.
Ramiro, you and I have had a lot of discussions about Trump's steps forward, maybe one back. Do you have an opinion on why he seems to tolerate people around him that tend to perhaps be from, the globalist community or the banking community? What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like that maybe he's just trying to find his way right now?
Well, I think he is building more relationships than probably he ever has right now. And I think my assumption, my guess would be that he is testing the waters with people and trying to get the best wisdom and insight he can, whatever the source might be. He has a good nose for talent. And when somebody is really talented in a specific area, he wants to know what they have to say. Now, whether that's a good source or not, I think he eventually figures out and responds accordingly. But I think he's so open to wisdom and good counsel, he's trying to get it from whatever source. And, you and I might differentiate who we'd want to listen to, but because of some, experiences or ideas we have about the world. But I think he's just so wide open to getting the very best information, the very best counsel from what is normally seen as just the most talented people in the natural, if you will. Then it I think it explains the broad spectrum of people that he's surrounded himself with. And other than that, that's about all I'd say about that.
I want to take that a step further because I agree with you, and that is his strategy. You got to put the best people in there, even people that know the ins and outs of stuff that might be globalist, just to show them the way, as Gary just said. But I want to take that a step further. How is he putting up with all of, in my opinion, libel and slander against him and his family every day, calling him a racist, accusing him of things? How does he put up with that? How does he tolerate that?
Well, it's interesting. I think one of the great things that buoys him and lifts him up is all people that are praying for him. He's told me the 5 most important words he ever hears are, "I am praying for you." And I think it is the prayers of the saints, people that are lifting him up, that understand how dire things are, how important it is to pray for him. I think that's what's helping him and giving him the emotional and spiritual strength he needs to tolerate constant attack. So I posted several videos from the White House begging people, pray for the president, pray for the president. He wants it. He needs. He acknowledges it. And he says those are the 5 most important words he ever hears. I am praying for you. There was even a campaign of people sending him postcards just to tell him that they're praying for him. And I would encourage people to do that again, even if you do it once a week, once a month, whenever. Send him that note. I think that's what's supporting him and lifting him up right now. Otherwise, I personally don't know how somebody doesn't just completely wither under the barrage of any attack that he's under.
I had to get to ask you, Ramiro, do you personally know Pastor Rodney Brown?
I've shook his hand, I think, at the White House. I don't have a relationship with him. I heard the last 7 or 8 minutes of his commentary and interview. I'm sorry I missed the rest of it. It sounded just tremendous. But no, I do not know him personally.
Yeah, you want to go and watch that. It was pretty amazing. It was almost like a prayer for 15 or 20 minutes as he was doing his discourse on what was happening there. Amazing guy. You should reach out to him, and I know you do a lot of public speaking. You and I have been on Jim Baker program countless times, kind of talking about how things work. Really great to see you. I'm sure this weekend you and I are going to go find a quiet place and talk about this crazy week. Any last comments on this crazy week?
Well, I don't think I could get started and we'd go off to the races. There's too many topics, too many issues. But last comment I would make is to thank you personally, Gary. Thank you, Alex, your whole team. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being wonderful patriots. Thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you for your courage. And I've added Alex to my prayer list as well, so that the Lord would protect you, send his angels to surround you, and that more people would tune in and listen.